Hi there, I'm Christopher Dunnigan. This is HandmadeInVermont.com, and today we're talking about the Hubbardton forged Volterra linear LED pendant. This is the 139667. Also other Volterra pendants in the line. Check them out if you get a chance. Let's get into the size of the fixture itself. We're going to be talking about the fixture body first, and that's going to be independent of what it's hanging from. 16.4 inches tall, 51.9 inches wide, and that's going to be your left to right measurement, and then your depth is coming in at 5.3. Overall height, now we always measure the distance from the bottom of the fixture, very bottom, to the actual ceiling itself, and you've got a pretty good range here, 27.7 at its shortest, 57.7 at its longest as standard product. If you need to go beyond that 57.7, drop me a quick email. So you're looking at the 139667 and tell me exactly a hard number of what you're looking for from the ceiling to the bottom of the fixture. Could be 120, could be 240. We can do all the way up to pretty far, up to like a 2-story ceiling, but I have to know a solid number. I'm going to take your email and send it through Hubbardton Forge's customs department, where we'll get an answer back from you. Adds a little bit of time and money, but we do custom lengths all the time, not a big deal. Okay, let's get into a couple other things. At the top of this is going to be a canopy up on your ceiling, 5.3 inches wide by 14.8. It's about that thick. It's holding a driver and a transformer. It's going to transform your line voltage down to low voltage, and it's going to power those LEDs on the very bottom. Now, 35.6 pounds. You'll want to talk to your installer about that. It's not overly heavy, but it is a hefty fixture. Now, on top of all that, let's talk about a couple other things. Slope ceiling adaptable to 45 degrees. However, that's going in one direction only, along the slope and not down the slope. Really important, if you're going to be putting this on a slope ceiling, drop me a quick email, maybe with photographs, images of what you have going on and how it's going to be running on your ceiling, so I can kind of walk you through all of that. So this is using natural, kind of a creamy alabaster real stone, really beautiful, and that's going to be called the accent on this, and the rest of the fixture is basically the fixture, so just kind of remember those little charts, or those little things. I want to show you a lot more information about the canopy and this system of rods we're going to talk about in a second, and a good way to start off doing that is to look at the installations instructions. So if you're on the page for this on Handmade in Vermont, look over on that side of the screen, midway down, you're going to see a link. It's going to say click here for installations, instructions, PDF. Open that up for me. It is going to show you a full parts list. It's going to show you how your fixture is going to go onto a standard 4-inch junction box. This is what you guys have in your ceiling. But it's going to show you some really good line drawings of that canopy, including the inside the canopy and how it goes onto here, as well as how you're going to attach this to your ceiling. So take advantage of that. You're going to notice also on that page, that install sheet is going to be a chart. That chart is going to have a whole bunch of overall heights measured from the very bottom of the fixture to the ceiling itself, and those heights are going to be made up of different combinations of pipes, and it's going to show you which combinations of pipes you're going to use to get to those numbers. So this is going to be shipping with 6 of the 12s, 2 of the 6s, and 2 of the 3s, and a bunch of these little connectors, little threaded connectors. These pipes have threading on the inside and threading there on each side of it, and then you're going to basically just screw them together. So let's talk about how you do put this all together. You're going to be on a table kind of like this one, or a rectangular table, or a counter. I would probably do a dining table myself. And I would take probably a blanket, put it down, and you're not going to put your alabaster in until the very, very end once it's all up, so just put that aside for now. You're going to put the part down that has the LEDs on one side. You're going to be figuring out which of these pipes you're going to be needing. Don't forget, use that chart. And you're going to take those little parts and kind of put them down in a row. And you're going to take your wires and you're going to feed them through a connector, through a pipe, through a connector, through a pipe. And then when you screw it together, you're going to notice that it's super tight and you can barely even see a line. It's beautiful engineering from Hubbardton Forge. So like I said, take advantage of all that stuff. And when you do look at those installations instructions, you're going to see how the LEDs are set up. You basically have a frame. The frame has 2 long sides. Those long sides have LEDs on them facing each other, and there's a frosted diffuser in the middle of this, an acrylic diffuser. So the light is actually going to be going into the diffuser, and that light is going to go up and it's going to go down. So it's going to bathe those alabaster pieces really beautifully. And it's kind of cool that you can use these drawings to get a sense of how this all works. So really, like I said, take advantage of it if you can. Let's talk about what's coming out of this as far as lighting goes. 57 watts of electricity hitting those LEDs is going to produce a lot of light. You can use this over a kitchen island. It'll throw some decent light for that. beautiful over a dining table. Since it's coming in at 27.7, you might be even able to use this as a semi-flush depending on what your ceiling is like. It's going to be delivering 1,930 lumens of light. Now, you got to divide that in two because half of that's going up and half of it's going down, but that's still a hefty amount, so always remember that. And then the color of that light is something that we like a lot. It's at 3,000 Kelvin, so it's not going to be super yellow. It's not going to be the bluish white light like a hospital waiting room. It's going to be right in the middle. It's going to be soft white, warm white. That's 3,000 Kelvin. That's the light that's coming down on my table from these 3,000 Kelvin warm white, soft white LEDs just above us. Of course, it's a dimmable fixture. You're going to talk to your installer and make sure they put a correct dimmer on the wall for use with a dimmable LED fixture. Let's get into metal finishes now. If you are on the HandmadeInVermont.com website, look over in the red tabs with the pictures in them over there. You're going to see a Finishes Help Guide tab. Open that up for me. It's going to be a video there of me talking to you guys about the differences in Hubbardton forged finishes, how they can look on different types of forging. I'm going to be referencing a chart just down below. So scroll down a little bit. You're going to see a chart. You can click on that chart. So you can click on dark smoke. You can click on soft gold. Doesn't matter. Big page will pop up showing you lots of different things in that finish. You can go back to the chart and you'll notice there's letters A's on them, letter B's on some of those things, and that's going to be showing you this range of variants that you can expect to see on different translucent finishes, but I'll talk about all of that in the video, okay? Okay, showroom. Our showroom in Vermont has over 400 Hubbardton Forge fixtures. This is the biggest showroom in the world of Hubbardton Forge. No other showroom is like this. Hubbardton Forge doesn't even have their own showroom. They use this one. What's on display? We have a great tab on that. In those same red tabs, you're going to see a What's on Display page. So open that up. It's going to show you everything we have on display, and including which finish, which shade, all of those things, and what kind of glass it's on there. We're open every day except Sunday, 11 to 6. I'm here every day except Sunday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. We also have an amazing clearance center. Clearance center stuff is 75% off MSRP. It's returns, discontinued stuff, showroom samples. You have to come here to use it. Can't call us or email us about it, but it's definitely worth coming in to look at if you're in Vermont. Plus, you want to use the showroom anyway because there's just so much great stuff here to see. Our number in Vermont, 802-446-2400. You can email us 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. Love to answer emails, and it's sales@HandmadeInVermont.com. So when you order from HandmadeInVermont.com, shipping is going to be free to every state except Alaska and Hawaii. No tax if we ship out of the state of Vermont. And we're the only dealer with 90-day returns, no restocking fee. Nobody else does that. Some larger items are going to be non-returnable. It's going to be really important that you are looking at the fixture on that page and kind of scroll down under the description. It'll tell you if that is the case. And that's usually for really big, giant, huge fixtures, mostly that go out on pallets. Okay, that's it. Rush program. Let's talk about that. So rush program, Hubbardton Forge generally takes about 3 to 4 weeks to go out the door. That's production time before your transit time. You always have to add that on too. We offer a rush program that takes you from that 3 to 4 weeks down to a little under 2 weeks. It's a very small addition per line item. So if you have like 1, 2, 3 items, like let's say 3 or 4 outdoor sconces, and they're all the same size and they're all the same finish, that's one line item. So it's very inexpensive to rush those kind of things. Don't be afraid to email us and ask about that. Okay, so that's really it. If you guys have any other questions, let us know. We would love to see you in our showroom sometime. And thanks for stopping in.